Welcome back. In this video, I'd like to share an interesting post. Mr. Terry Marriott wrote on the Keystarmer page, Facebook Keystarmer page recently. I have to confess that I am collecting all the posts which can be considered article written by Terry Marriott. He's a pensioner. During his working life, as far as I know, used to be an engineer. Probably he worked for important company in UK. But I have to say that I like him so much. I admire him because he's capable to give you not only a big picture, but also to get into details of the UK society, to tell you many anecdotes about what happened in the past in the UK, not only in politics, but also, during the ordinary life of the people. With this article, with this post, it demonstrates to be an honest, a decent, a passionate person who believes in justice, equality, a better life for everyone. I asked him if, I'm entitled, if he allows me to share this post, this article, recording this video that I would like to share with in our English classroom in Milan. And this is the post. The title is "Join the Queue to Get a Better Life Sometime Soon." In the early days of COVID-19, we queued to get our food at the supermarket, and there are still the remnants of the sticky tape lines denoting the space of 2 meters we all obeyed. I had a similar queue at the chemist to get my medicine. And the queue to see a GP started with a queue on the phone waiting to speak to a receptionist, only to be told that there were no appointments available. I survived and have still not been able to see a GP in the last 6 or 8 years. We are approaching Christmas, and the queues in shops will be getting longer. Some are already queuing for Black Friday bargains. How many of our Fridays are black? But the queues that concern me are those that I see at hospitals. Queues where 7 or is it 8 million are now waiting for treatment. Between 10 and 20 emergency patients stuck in a queue of ambulances waiting to get a space in accident and emergency, and most of our hospitals only to find themselves stuck there for hours and days before getting a bed in a ward. The question is not, can we afford our NHS? It's, can we afford not to have our NHS? There are queues of refugee immigrants waiting to be assessed in hotel, but the queue is up to 4 years long because there are insufficient home office staff to do this assessment, knowing that 90% are really refugees. But there is another queue also waiting in hotels full of people who have been assessed and found to be genuine applicants granted asylum. Just how many hotels have we got left for normal use? However, they are in a queue awaiting houses where they join the millions of UK people, particularly young couples, also requiring houses. In northern France, there are ramshackle villages of tents and rough shelters with refugees and or immigrants who are waiting to risk their lives crossing the channel in rubber deniers. But these people are queue jumpers. They came from makeshift cities of a million of refugees sitting in countries of a border of Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and if things go wrong, in Ukraine, there will be even more in Poland, Bulgaria, Romania. The European Union has the Mediterranean separating them from Africa, where there are millions of people in shanty towns awaiting the people trafficking ferrymen to take them across the Mediterranean in overcrowded, unstable boats to southern Europe, countries like Greece, Italy, southern France, and Spain. Many will drown and die just seeking safety and a better life. Pretty Paddle and Suella Braveman are like survivors of the Titanic sitting in their private lifeboats, stopping all others from getting in their boat. But they can't stop this force of nature, and neither can UK, Labour government, or any other, or any of the countries in the European Union. I'm an old man also, in a queue waiting to die. I have been in this queue for over the 79 years, and since the day I was born, that is only certainty, is the only certainty in life. Some people of my age are joined this queue in severe discomfort, and many reached the end destination of this queue when they were far too young. My life in my queue is survivable right to when I reach my final destination. I just hope that my last view of a life on earth will be my own home surrounded by the ones I love, and not just left in the back of an ambulance on a cold winter night in a queue outside my nearest hospital. COP27 has just finished with a victory for the ignorant people who think that their wealth will save them from the rising temperature and rising tides, but they too will die one day, and no amount of wealth will bring them back. I hope that in the UK Labour will find time to put forward a plan of a survival that involves a save the world concept, drawing the nation together in the United Nations with an objective of stopping the world from degenerating into a 1984 or Animal Farm scenario where the wealthier survivors live in walled citadels, with the poor refugee left to rot in the wildernesses surrounding the survivors. I will watch the World Cup being held in the playground of the super rich Arabs of Qatar, but the football is all that I will watch. However, back home here in the UK, super rich people similar to the Qatar billionaire host have bought most of our Premier League teams, Keir Starmer's Arsenal, are owned by foreign billionaires, as are Liverpool, Manchester City, and United, Tottenham, Chelsea, and even Wolves and Aston Villa. These billionaires sit and watch from afar every now and again, knowing that their investment will grow because most of them are built on land that is increasing in value. And there is a queue of other rich people waiting to buy each club, as Sky gives these clubs millions each year, and viewers pay exorbitant fees to watch games. It's a bit like the Roman Caesars who built colosseums for entertaining and distracting the public, but the gladiators have been replaced by footballers with occasional shows by pop supergroups. So I hope you all get what you want from your queue. I am not in a hurry to reach the end of mine. I'm not being intentionally depressive because I can see that Labour will win before 2024. Then we can get a chance to live a better life, but the path back to decency, tolerance, and pulling together will be a long, hard slog, and every step of the way Keir Starmer and the Labour will meet vitriolic criticism from the toxic UK media and many equally toxic Tory and Brexit bullies. I wish him well, and looking at many of his younger colleagues in his cabinet, I can see a better way, and I live in hope that fanatics have agreed in the Tory party and the voting public can be voted out of existence one day soon. There has to be a better way, but probably not in my lifetime, as a 79 I am not to be around to see it. I wish that Mr. Marriott, Terry Marriott, will be able to celebrate in 2 years, when the Labour Party hopefully will win the general election. Thank you, Mr. Kerry. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. See you next time.